Hey everyone, Hitesh here from ET's personal tech team. Now here we have the new OnePlus 6T. A mid-year refresh. So this is the T. Some say the T stands for technology. Well, that we don't know for sure, but this does have an upgraded display. That is something that we do know, and there will be upgrades, smaller upgrades all around. This, as you can see, is the mirror black 128 GB. So that's another upgrade. There is no more 64 gigabyte version of the OnePlus 6T. The base version will be 6 gigs of RAM and 128 GB storage. Then there'll be an 8 gig RAM with 128 and an 8256 version as well, which will be the top of the line. There will also be some special editions in typical OnePlus fashion. Nothing much else on the box, so let's just dive straight in. Even the MRP has been blanked out because this is a pre-release unit. We are expecting a price point of about 35 to 38,000 onwards, so that will be the starting price. So let's move ahead with the unboxing. So up front we have the phone here, and you can tell the next big upgrade right here in front, the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now this is something we've seen before on other phones, especially from Vivo. Now you do know obviously that OnePlus, Vivo, Oppo, they're all sister companies. So there might be a little bit of sharing of technology here. The other big change, of course, is the reduced size of the notch, which you can probably see now. It's the teardrop style notch, which gives you a bit of extra screen real estate. Apart from that, the phone feels pretty much the same. Important to note that the dimensions are slightly different. Probably has something to do with the increased battery size as well. This is now a 3700 milliamp hour battery. So let's just put that off to the side for a minute. Inside the box, we have here a case as well. So it's a smoked soft case, quite nice quality. You also get the SIM eject tool, safety information, and some stickers and a quick start guide in the form of a poster. So it's a rather large poster, but yes, it does tell you everything you need to know about the phone. Also in the box, this is a word from Pete Lau, the CEO of OnePlus. Let's see what it says. "5 years old and a million stories told." And here is the entire note from Pete. I'll just hold it up for the camera and you can pause it if you want to read it. It's in a handwritten style. Moving on, you have the usual dash charge cable. You need to use this cable if you want the dash charging capabilities. And over here, there is a USB Type-C to 3.5 headphone jack adapter. Obviously that does tell you that there is no 3.5mm jack this time. I believe that OnePlus grappled with the issue of removing the 3.5 jack for a long time. Anyhow, this is the standard dash charger. Do note that this is not a universal charger. It never has been. This particular dash charger, it's rated for 200 to 240 volts only. So you can't travel to the US with this. That being said, of course, you can charge with any other available charger that you have. You just won't get the ultra fast dash charger speeds. So up front, we have this little notification here. This little message talks about using screen protectors from OnePlus and official partners only. That's actually one of the disadvantages of having an in-screen fingerprint, because if you use like a really thick tempered glass, it will affect the performance, the speed of the fingerprint sensor. That being said, a screen protector is pre-applied on the device almost perfectly. You can't even tell that it's there, but anyhow, so that protection is included. This is the mirror black version, so it is that extremely shiny glossy black version. There's also going to be a midnight black at launch, which is the sort of matte finish black. Around the device, you'll see the USB Type-C port at the bottom, speakers, power button and alert slider on the right. This is a typical OnePlus feature. You have the volume on the left, the SIM tray. It's a dual SIM, no expandable storage, but you do get 128 even in the base version. Anyhow, we'll power it up and set it up for you. So we've gone ahead and done the setup and set up the fingerprint as well. When the phone's kept on a table, you see nothing on the screen, but pick it up and the display will light up telling you exactly where to place the finger, and it works really fast. We've actually seen the same scanner hardware in phones like the Vivo Nex. Now that phone is still available and it works just as fast. Hopefully OnePlus should be bringing this new fast fingerprint technology down to a lower price as well. Let me show you that again. 1, 2, 3, and it's unlocked. So really fast. Once you set it up, you can of course set up multiple fingerprints. You can't really tell the notch with this darker wallpaper, but let me switch on the settings page and now you can tell what the notch really looks like. In the display, you can actually go into the notch display settings and turn off the notch, wherein the notch shows you just your notification icons, the clock. That's a good use of space there. Or of course you can just turn it off and go back to the default. You also have the option to switch off the buttons on the bottom over here, and you can just go in and use navigation gestures. That's a lot better, at least I feel, because it gives you more of the screen, without wasting any space over here. And OnePlus implementation of the software Oxygen OS, really as smooth as silk as ever, really fast, bloatware free. One of my favorite Android implementations, Oxygen OS, really because of the speed, the fluidity that it offers, and as well as all the customizations that you would need. And if you've used any of the OnePlus phones before, you'll know what I'm talking about. So two main changes here this time in the T, the in-display fingerprint, excuse me, and the new display with the notch. It's a 19.5:9 aspect ratio, and the resolution of the screen is 2340 this way and 1080 pixels this way. So it is a full HD plus. Around the back, you got a 16 megapixel primary. There's OIS plus EIS for video. It's an f1.7 aperture. Can shoot 4K video at 30 or 60 frames per second. Up front, also 16 megapixels with EIS. It's an f2.0. If you look closely, you'll also be able to tell that there is a tiny little slit on top of the camera where the earpiece is. So this does not have any fancy technology like the Vivo Nex to vibrate the screen to create sound. There is actually a traditional earpiece up there. It's hidden really well, and the other sensors are also placed to either side of the camera. There's the ambient light sensor, the proximity sensor, all squeezed in there. Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and the back of the device. So way more premium here, but yes, that notch is now being seen in devices priced as low as 13 to 14,000 rupees. The other things that we don't like about this, there's no stereo speaker, there is no IP rating either. This is not IP67, 68 rated, although it will be a little bit splash resistant, but there is no IP certification as such. There is no wireless charging. The 3.5mm jack is missing, and this is still a USB 2.0 transfer speed if you connect it up to your computer. Apart from that, everything else remains pretty much the same as the OnePlus 6. There are some upgrades to the camera, of course, not so much in the hardware, mainly in the processing and the software. We will be testing that out very shortly. In the meantime, if you have any questions, do reach out to us in the comments or on Twitter. Thanks for watching.